So, hello, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. Today you're going to see how to make a wardrobe with paneling also on a wall. And we have in total 5 cabinets for this project, and we will go step by step through it. So first of all, we click on File and start a new project. We can save this. And after saving, we start a new project. So first of all, we click on a red eye and activate the measurements. So we change the size of the room and we start with our first cabinet. Here we start with a red cross in front of the cabinet to get a distance to the bottom of 450 millimeter. And we click here again and we choose the distance to the left, and that is here 1000 millimeter. So then we click on a cabinet tab, and here we want to let disappear the plinth legs, and we want to have a plinth panel. So we have here a plinth panel, and we can go here because the plinth panel has also an offset of 2 mil. Yeah, you can change it here for all sides, but we want to have different distances. That's why we go here in the setting for the plinth, and here we want to have a distance to left of minus 350 mil. Yeah, then we have actually an overlap. So to the right we want to have 0, to the front we want to have minus 20, an overlap. That's why minus 20, because it's going here in the other direction. Now we save it, and then we have it here like this. So, and the height of our cabinet is 450 millimeter, and the width of it is 1215 mil. All right, now we can go to the division, and here we want to have one vertical, and the left area should have a width of 430.5 millimeter. So, and last but not least, we want to have here 2 drawers. Yeah, we can choose here also the hardware of the drawers and drag it and drop it in here. And we want to let disappear the handles. Later on we will see how to get a profile on here. Now we will do it on the end. And what I have forgotten, here on the top we want to have a cover panel on top, and here we want to have also an overlap of 20 mil. Now you see why. So then also the edge of the drawers is covered. All right, yeah, for the materials we will care of it on the end. Yeah. So now the first cabinet is done, and we will set up the second one. So for the second one, we click here on the cabinet tab, and we want to have a width of 565 and the height is in this case 2100 millimeter, and the depth is 44 mil. Yeah, and now we drag it and drop it on here. It's getting attached now to here, and we want to have flat back, and the distance to the side should be 0. So we don't want to have plinth legs, so we deactivate the checkbox, and here we don't have a plinth. So, and now we need to change the height of it. Yeah, so we click on here and we click here on the symbol distance to bottom and type in minus 275 mil, confirming with enter, and we have it on here. So now we don't want to have here the bottom panel, so that's why we click on the smart click and delete here the bottom panel. Yeah, the side panel, that's okay, and on the top we don't want to have the top panel neither, so we just let it disappear. And yeah, now we click on division, and here we want to have 11 verticals, and we drag it and drop it in here, and you see we want to let them pass through bottom and top, yeah, that are, because now they are on the same length. And you see here the back, we need to go back to the cabinet tab, and we need to change the depth of division to 0, then we get 1 back instead of 12. All right. So here in this case, because our panelings, they are a bit more thick, we go now to the material tab, type in here millimeter 25, because the panels should have a width of 25, and here we want to have the Agar 1145. We activate here all parts of the group, and we drag it and drop it over a side, and then you see also the thickness is here 25 mil. All right, that is our second cabinet, and now we want to have the next one, and here we click on here. We will measure the distance here. That's why we keep the control button pressed, yeah, and that we have this point. Click on here, and now it's green colored, and we measure the distance here to the top. Yeah, we see it's 1375. Yeah, that is the height of our next cabinet. So we click here, 1375. Now that should be the height, 1375. So the width is 430, and the depth is, it doesn't matter so much. Yeah, we type in 300. So what matters is that is here on the same level. So now we drag it and drop it over the smart click here. And now we need to change the distance to the back. Click on here, and distance back should be -300. So 300. Because here we need, because of the coordinate system. So we don't want to have back, and we don't want to have the back. We don't want to have the plinth legs and no plinth. So here we want to have a front, and here on the front we can use a door, a left door or right door, without the hinges. Yeah, and here we need to activate the mirror. So, and here we need to have a distance of the mirror, and then the mirror is glued on the front. Yeah, we drag it and drop it over here, and here we have the front. And now we can also delete here the right side, the bottom, the top, the left side, yeah, and here the bottom as well. We don't need it. And here for the mirror we can use the glass. So what we see here, we need to go to the cabinet tab again, go in the plinth setting. So, and then we have here a distance of rails to floor. We need to set to -1 and save this. Then the plinths get disappeared. So, and here we need to go to the front and also set it to no handle. For all cabinets. All right. Now we are coming to our last cabinet, and therefore we can copy the first one, because the first one is already well prepared. And to copy the first one, we click here on any measurements and confirm it with enter. Then the second cabinet is activated. You see it here on a red smart click. And what we're going to do now is we click here on the smart click and click here copy cabinet. We see now our cabinet gets copied, and here we can measure the differences of the sizes. So just keep the control button pressed, click on the smart click, and here as well. Now we see here DZ is -728. That's why we click here on the measurements. Now we can use the equal sign and type in -728, and the program is calculating for us. So the same with the width of it. So we click on here and click on here, and we see we need to extend this for 220 mil. So you see here the measurement is covered. That's why we can also click on the red eye, draw the room and turn it off, and click here, and we can use the equal sign 220 plus 565, confirming with enter, and here we are. So now we want to add more panelings for more. That's why we can here also click on the smart click for the whole area. Yeah, and here click at the middle side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. And we can draw the whole project. And here we are. Now we can turn off the smart clicks, and now we take care for the materials. So we go back to the material tab and we choose the Egger 1145, and we want to have it for 25 mil, and we want to have it here for the top panel, for the cover panel, as well as here for the bottom panel. So for some reason, it's because of it set it as a plinth. Here for the bottom panel, we need to have activated only selected part. So we want to have here the side as well for 18 mil. So, and for the back, here we see we need to change here the distance. I forgot to put it 44 millimeter to the front. That's why we activate here the cabinet tabs and go here on the cross of the last cabinet and change your distance to back 44 mil. Yeah, then we have it here. So now we also need to make a few little adjustments. Yeah, first of all, like you see here, because it's a front, yeah, we still have here the gap to 3 millimeters to all sides. That's why we click here on a front smart click, and we go here in a setting, yeah, and here we go space below, set it to 0, space on top, space to the left, space to the right. Yeah, that is now only for this part. So, and we want to have here a gap as well. So that's why, yeah, because we don't want to have the panelings directly on a mirror. That's why we click here on the cross on this cabinet and choose your distance left, -20. Yeah, now we have here a gap of 20 mil, and we want to close this gap, and that's why we extend the back panel to 20 millimeter to the right. Yeah, that's why we go on here and set up for the area, and here we have distance back to top, back to bottom, back to the left, back to the right, and here you see the arrow is the direction. Yeah, when we type in -20, so it's getting extended or to the other direction of the arrow. Yeah, confirm it with saving, and here we have it on here. So we want to have here the same on this side. That's why we click on here, distance left is 20, and we go in this area now and go here to the setting, and here we want to have an overlap to the left -20. Yeah, saving it, and here we are. So what we need to check here when we go to the cabinet tab, distance, that is right. So now we need to change also the measurement, yeah, because we need to shorten it for 20 millimeter. That's why we click here again, yeah, and type in here 765. Yeah, now we draw the whole project, yeah, and we see here it's exactly on this edge. All right, and now we also want to create a new material. That's why we click here on the material tab, and we want to have 9 millimeter for the back. Yeah, and we can use an existing material like this. Yeah, and we want to add a material. That's why we click here and on the 3-dot button, and the material set is getting opened. And here we click on the 3-dot button, and here we make the new link for the Agar U963. Now we click here open. Now it's linked, and we also call it U963. We save it. Here you see here the material also changed, and we are doing this for the edge bending as well. Click here again, choose here our material, the U963, open it and call it 963. We are saving it. Now we see here it's getting changed. You see it here, and here on you see also the graphics. And now we click Control C to copy it and Control V to paste it here as well. And we call it here also U963, and we are going to save this. And now we click here on the filter, click 963, and we want to have this also for 18 mil thickness. That's why we click here again. And we go here in the material setting and only change the thickness. And here's the name. Then we're going to saving it. And we give the material set also the new name and save this. And now we have two new materials. So we are going to change here the back. And what I've seen for the first cabinet, I accidentally removed this back. We don't want to remove it. We are going here to the first cabinet and have here also a flat back, and we want to have here the material for 18 mil for this front. And also here for the right side and for the left side. All right, so we also want to have here a profile, and you get this. Now it's activated already, but I also want to tell you how to activate the smart click. To activate the smart click, you click here on the material tab and click here on measurement and confirm it. So then this is activated. We click here on the top, and you see we get here the profile. We can choose now our profile, and it's now activated. Now we can turn off the measurements and smart clicks, and we are well done. Last but not least, we can make here also a cutout for this, and that's why we double click here the bottom panel, and we go here in editor and open the 2D cut. And here we go to the modification tools, and we want to have offset with distance. Here from this side we want to have 350 and 45, that we have a bit tolerance. And now we break out the segments. We don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. We are going back, and we will create here a polyline, and we are saving it, and we are closing it. We are importing the DXF, and you see here the cutout. We are closing it, and here we are. Here you see the cutout from below. All right, so now we are done. So thank you for watching, and also we wish you a lot of fun to planning it yourself. So I'm looking forward to next Wednesday, and take care. Bye bye.